Golden House is sacrosanct. None may enter without good cause.
Meowdy! Hello. Hello. Look at my Kazuha. Oh, he's so pretty. And then I got Bennett. And I got Jiangling. And then I got... Oh! Who this? Who this? Who is this? Distinguished gentleman.
Your business here.
I got him while you were asleep. God, he sure took his time. I think I was in the 80s when I got him, and 90 is when I was guaranteed to get him. So he sure took a sweet time coming home. But all is forgiven. Now I'm going to be saving up for Nouvellette. And I have not even a temple saved up for him. But the good news is I have the rest of this patch to save up for him, and then 4.1 to save up for him. The sad thing is I also want Riosley? What?
So long as the audience thinks that seeing is believing, there's no limit to
Shut up, Twink. I don't know how to pronounce his name, but the one the black-haired one with the dog motif. I want him too, but they're both 5 stars. And I want Nouvellette more, but I don't know which one's coming first. Anyways, before Rio the Slay. That's just how I'm gonna say it now. I came here because I want to fight. I came here to see the boyfriend. I need to fight Child really fast. So we're just gonna go fight him real quick. I just need to do some boss stuff this week, and I figured I would get one of them knocked out right now. But once I'm done with this, we'll go straight into
this opportunity is quite hard to come by. Well then, amuse me. Surrender is a valid option. I promise I'll be gentle.
I love this man so much. Anyways, sorry. What? Hold on, that hit you.
So quick to flee. One with nature, wide open. Fallen leaves, adorn my night.
Let's light it up! Nice and spicy!
Cowering already? Guess I should take you more seriously.
I'm going in! Eat this!
Something else catch your eye?
Okay, I will show you his magical girl transformation just real fast. Fighting evil by moonlight, searching for love by daylight, never running from his real life. He is the one Child, the 11th Harbinger, Tartaglia, Foul Legacy.
Foul Legacy, the devouring deep.
Disappear! Wind Strider!
Everybody stand out of the frying pan into the fire!
Here comes the finale!
You're cut above.
My Lenny is so strong and he's only level 70. This twink is drinking steroids. I didn't even like prepare for him. But yeah, I can't. It's so funny because it's
You
like.
won't see the stars tonight in this weather, unless I try making the stars appear anyway.
He's so funny. He's also very flirty in his voice lines. It's a little ridiculous. But one of the things I was going to say, if I can remember it, is yeah, well, Linny and Lynette are in a unique bunch of characters. Here, let me get it. They're in a unique bunch of characters because they were in the Tevat storyline trailer, which dropped before the game even dropped. And basically what it was it was a line summarizing the themes of the different countries one at a time, but in a way where it doesn't make sense until after you play it, sort of thing. And when they were saying the lines, they would have a character show up. And so we've known about Lenny and Lynette since before the game even drops. So there have been people who have been saving up
This
for
is no
3
time for
years
distractions. Seriously,
to get this
you have
twink.
A great magician standing right
And
here. You don't want to miss the best part, do you?
He's just really strong, but he's really fun to play. And I don't like archers normally. I play it on controller, and it's a bit hard to, ironically, control. So, anyways. Oh my gosh, you should have seen the Scaramouche stands. So there's this character named... Well... I'm gonna be honest, he has like 10 different names. I'm just gonna be calling him Scara for short. There's this character named Scara. He showed up in the 1.1 event. And he tried to kill, he was like friendly at first, and then he tried to kill us, and then he disappeared. And he didn't show back up in the game until Inazuma about a year and a half later. So that was his next appearance. There was a year and a half, and then he disappeared again, and all we knew was he was on the run. And then he showed up in Sumeru, and he got a big character arc in Sumeru, and he finally became playable after 2.5 years. And there were all these Scaramouche stand accounts from the beginning of the game of people like theorizing what his playstyle would be, and you know, everybody thought he'd be Electro. They were all wrong. But, all sorts of stuff, and it was absolutely crazy. Also, there's a boss over here, and it's really pretty, and I want to show the boss to you. But anyway, Scaramouche stands, I don't fuck with them. They scare me. Snug is a Scaramouche stand, but not one of the ones that saved 2.5 years. Okay, so here's this boss, and they dance, and they don't aggro, so you can like get right up next to him to watch him dance. Oh, okay. Oh, it took me for a little ride, but aren't they so pretty? We can fight this boss too.
The wind knows all.
Yeah, they're called the Ice Dance Suite, and they have 2 versions based on if you're fighting the male or female one.
The birds.
Teamwork is you're toast!
Magic can't cheat death, you know. A round of applause. And voila!
What am I feeding this twink? That was so fast. I don't even know what I'm doing. That's a scary thing. It's not like it's not like when I got Al-Haytham and I was like very intentional about like everything I was doing with him and like trying to min-max him. I just gave this guy table scraps and he's a mass murderer. And I'm a little scared of this twink now. Maybe he did commit a murder. He's not unconvincing me. Okay, speaking of murder... That's the wrong one. Okay. Ooh, this one's pink! Hello, oh my gosh, her hair? Up and down the fountain goes. It's like a magic trick. Do you like magic? Yep. I've got good enough eyes to catch even the smallest of details at a crime scene, but I can't understand magic secrets. Magicians are really awesome to fool even a Melusine's eyes. I'm in love with you. Oh my gosh, this one has wings too. Do you like fountains? Yep, I do. Fountain water never stops. It's full of life. Take these tall pillars of water especially. Sometimes they're up and sometimes they're down. Aren't they just like music that plays in the background during an opera? That said, I don't really like watching performances at the opera house. They're created, engineered human behavior. They're not real to me. Oh, there's another one. This is so close to being Aoife's name. That's actually a little scary. Okay, take a guess. Will Monsieur Nouvellette preside over the next trial? Will Lady Fiorina make an appearance? Tell me about Nouvellette. Right, so he's our Chief Justice and the one who brought us Melusines to the Court of Fontaine to live. He's always very busy with work and can only preside over some cases. His subordinates in the Maison Ordielle handle the rest. But no matter how busy he is, he still greets us when he sees us, just as he's done for several hundred years now. He's such a dad! Sorry. Tell me about Fiorina. Lady Fiorina is very lovely, like the soft sea foam reflecting the sunlight, but her temper is, well, she's hard to read. Sometimes she's like tempestuous waves, and other times like stagnant water in a deep pool. I guess gods have more intense emotions than humans, huh? I was gonna grab a drink and go to the bathroom real fast, but my brother just stole the bathroom, so I guess I'll suffer. Ooh, hold on, there's a clue over here. Chastain.
Sorry, but no one can freely enter or exit the Opera House at the moment. If you wish to leave, you must register your identity with us first.
No, we're not leaving. We're representing Linny and Lynette as attorneys.
God, Paimon, take the fucking glasses off. I forgot about that.
Were you always guarding this entrance?
Yes, after a strict inspection. So, the missing girl couldn't have left from here. At least, not from that point on.
What about during the show?
I doubt there was much opportunity then, either.
How can you be so sure?
Well, because I was in charge of security near the entrance at that time. I couldn't see Linny's performance from here, which was quite a shame. Just my luck.
Hold on. That looks like a playable character in the background.
But still, I did not abandon my post, and I stayed put no matter how loud the applause was. If someone had so much as even approached the door, I would have noticed it, let alone if they had tried to leave. We Melusines are good at that sort of thing, you know.
Melusines,
So,
okay.
it's safe to say the girl couldn't have left through here. Alright, thank you for your help. This'll be useful info.
Okay, hold on. There is someone. Yes, I noticed
Hey,
you.
you! Yes, both of you! Over here! I've been keeping an eye on you for a while now.
Huh? You mean us?
Oh my god, it's Taylor Swift. I love your Eras
right.
tour.
If I'm not mistaken, you're also among those who wish to cut down the thorns and pursue the truth. No? And by the looks of it, you're not from Fontaine.
Well, you're right on the more about that one, but who are you?
My name's Taylor Swift. You probably follow me on Tumblr for my cats.
Have you never heard of the Spina di Rosula?
I'm not even fluent in French and that hurt me.
From mediating disputes and providing protection to solving conundrums, you name it, Spina di Rosula does it.
Okay, so...
And I, Navia, have the honor of being its renowned president.
She has very pretty eyes. I wish her voice was a bit deeper. She sounds a bit too young. I was hoping she would sound more mature. But in my Genshin AU, I made Cassian a crime boss, because he is a crime boss. And I'm just kind of here, like, sitting, wondering how they ripped me off.
Though those who play by our rules call me boss.
I'm Silver, her attendant. Pleased to meet you.
Is the other one's name Gold?
And I'm Melus. Demoiselle's various daily needs and affairs are under my purview.
Huh? Boss? Demoiselle? What gives with the names?
She's a mob boss.
Well, I am the second generation president. Malus and the others are still used to my previous title.
My apologies, Demoiselle. Should you prefer, boss, I will endeavor to use that instead.
No need. You don't have to call me boss. Just Navia is fine.
Okay, if you say so. Not that we're members of Spina di Rosula anyway.
All merely trifling details. Never mind. Now, back to the situation at hand.
So you want to investigate as well?
That's right. I've always kept an eye on the serial disappearance cases. My interest stems from a matter back from my father's time. Judging from the look of things, I find Linny an unlikely mastermind.
Really? We think so too! That's why we're looking for clues now. But how did you come to that conclusion?
Intuition, naturally. My unparalleled intuition.
Could you imagine having Taylor Swift as your defense attorney in a murder trial?
Farina sure was quick to point the finger at Linny without any decisive evidence whatsoever, wasn't she? But that's not uncommon for her. If you remember, the Justice had to interrupt her and ask if she was pressing charges just to keep her from getting carried away. Anyway, a trial begins the moment someone levels charges. And, of course, there was no way Farina was going to back down in that situation.
Sounds more like you just don't trust the Hydro Archon.
Well, what's your opinion? I must admit that she can be interesting at times, but liking her doesn't mean that I'll blindly agree with her.
I think she's a brat. and I want to kick her and also punch her and kiss her.
I've answered your question.
And what?
Now, it's time you answer mine.
She's wearing a lot of eyeshadow. She's wearing a lot of makeup compared to other Genshin characters.
Well, I say it does. But don't worry, you won't hear any pointless questions from me. In your opinion, do you think it's right to treat a trial like it's an opera?
Well?
Not always.
And why would that be?
Doing so makes it easy for the truth to fall by the wayside.
See, Silver and Maloose? I told you they'd be different.
Most astute of you, demoiselle. I too think that the traveler's response was most excellent.
This man has been smoking a pack a day since the womb. Since that cum shot happened. His voice, Jesus.
No matter how wonderful the script or how fervent the audience's expectations may be, the trials that go on stage here must be based in fact. And if that can be done, boss, then...
All right, that's quite enough, Maloose. Anyway, I like your answer. You passed with flying colors. Now, I need to make some preparations, following which our joint investigation shall commence. You two shall be my assistants.
Wait! Since when did we become assistants?
Well, I can be the assistant, sure. Or your companion, if you like. I'm really not that fussy.
That's more like it.
I think you're missing the point,
Far
Paimon.
be it from me to brag, but I believe that Demoiselle's intuition will be instrumental in uncovering the truth. You wish to save a friend from false accusations, and we wish to unravel the disappearances. In this sense, our goals are aligned.
You have a point. You're quite the talker, aren't you, mister?
Why are you not looking at him while he Paimon, that's just rude. You're being rude, Paimon.
And what about you over there? What do you think? You seem like you've got something on your mind.
I like how he has sunglasses, but there's like none of the ear things on the side, so they're just like glued to his eyeballs.
I have nothing to add.
Oh, alrighty then.
We'll be making some preparations first. Just be sure to let us know if they start revealing Lenny's tricks. Thanks!
Speaking of that, I think magic shows would be very popular in Poisson.
Poisson.
I can see that. Maybe I should try to learn some magic. If I could make things disappear, cleaning my room would be a cinch.
You need not worry about such things, demoiselle. That falls under my duties.
Oh, right.
Wasn't the lady's chair? Oh, was it up here or was it down? It must have been down. Can I sit in all of these chairs? This is the future of gaming, Kiwi. Okay, actually, before I get any more clues, Okay, it was like over here, wasn't it? Because we were sitting here, and he was sitting here. Sorry. I'm normal about him. Okay, let's investigate the rest over here. Broken magic box was left on... Okay. After the guards complete their investigation, okay, now the water tank must have struck it real hard. Maurice, what do you have to say, Maurice?
Hello there. What are you investigating?
Oh, this location has also been cordoned off because the Magic Troop members are currently considered prime suspects. The investigation team is still collecting evidence. The seats were all booked in advance, so we were able to deduce the missing woman's identity by checking the guest list.
Could you tell us who she is?
It's not like this is confidential information. We will publish it later anyway when we petition the public to help us find the missing person. Her name is Halsey. She's a painter from Fontaine who's made a bit of a name for herself.
The singer? Oh no. Somebody call the Chainsmokers.
Apparently, she wasn't a regular at the Opera House, but she'd been feeling some pressure with her work lately, which made her decide to come see the magic show. The Magic Troop members all claim not to know her. We have looked into her social connections. It seems that she has no personal grievances or conflicts of interest with the suspects. Simply put, she wasn't related to the Magic Troop at all, which matches the features of the previous serial disappearances.
Were the victims of previous cases also chosen at random?
That's how it seems to us, in any case. Apart from the fact that they were all young women of around the same age range, there really weren't any other connections between them.
Okay then.
Thanks for letting us know all of this.
No need to be so formal. If you do happen to see the missing girl, please be sure to contact us. It is of utmost importance that we get to the bottom of these disappearances.
Okay. You know what I'm thinking about? I'm thinking about something Child said about court cases and how you can duel if you win the duel, you're acquitted. And I'm just thinking about if you're just a really strong person, you could just do a bunch of duels and keep getting acquitted. Okay, I did everything at the box. I can't talk to you guys. I remember I could talk over here, though. With Quentin. Give me the information, Quentin.
The investigation team has some new findings. Turns out there's an issue with the random number selector after all.
See, I told you. What if the machine picked some big guy's seat? You think the murderer would have still made his move then?
Sorry to interrupt, but we're helping Linny and Lynette with their side of the investigation. What were you saying about the number selector? There's something wrong with it?
You're trying to help them? That'll be a tall order.
Linny used the machine to pick a random member of the audience during his performance, right? The lucky girl that later disappeared. Well, we thought there might be a serious problem with the machine, so we had it taken away for further inspection.
It turns out that the seat number it picked wasn't random at all. The machine picks that same number every time. I'm sure you already know that you have to make a reservation in advance to get a seat, regardless of whether it's a trial or some performance. In other words, Linny knew who would be sitting where from the very beginning.
That much checks out. Linny reserved our seats for us, too.
Bet you see why I was saying it'd be tough to make a case for Linny.
Thanks, sorry to bother you.
Even though it's bad for Linny's case, Paimon had better write it down.
Clearly someone tampered with it. Okay, the girl was like sitting in the corner over here, right? So do I investigate her seat? I see it wants me to investigate. Okay. I guess not the seat. Okay, examine magic box. Looks like an ordinary box, but Linny somehow moved instantly from the stage being inside of it. How did he do it? Okay, I know they want me to talk to them, but is there anything over here? No. Okay.
Linny's still talking to the guards. It seems he'll have a lot of explaining to do. I think someone will be assigned to monitor us later, but that's alright.
Okay, they got their visions back.
Lenny's still talking to the guard. I think someone...
Okay.
Whoever the murderer was, they must have made preparations. Why would it... Whoever the murderer was, they must have made preparations well beforehand. This rope was obviously tampered with. People needed to register and reserve a seat for the show. That, combined with this number selector, could allow you to pick a young lady instead of some old fogey.
You're a little ageist. Okay. Colwell was the deceased.
Gosh, no wonder the serial disappearances never got solved. The performance would not have been visible from where the doors were guarded. If Paimon were on duty, she would have snuck back into the audience seating.
Okay. Oh? It's telling me to go somewhere specific.
Why would it...
Oh. Hello. Elsador.
I see that you're investigating the area. Well, it just so happens that I'm interested too. If you find any new and interesting leads, be sure to share them with me, alright?
We don't have too many thoughts yet.
Then why don't I tell you my hypothesis first? The way I see it. And I'll start it with that loud thud.
The thud? Oh, you mean the sound that happened during the countdown?
Yes, exactly. It wasn't terribly loud, but I suspect that most people heard it. It's just that everyone was awaiting the results of Lenny's trick with bated breath, so no one paid it much mind. But now that the incident has happened, the thud has become an important clue.
That makes sense. So, what do you make of it?
I'm of the opinion that it may have been the sound of Lenny's accomplice. Lynette, perhaps. Jumping atop the water tank, or something like that. And when the pyrotechnics went off, she cut the rope, sending the water tank crashing down.
That wouldn't work, it was burnt.
Wait, wasn't the noise we heard too loud for that?
Perhaps the balance wasn't right, leading to a particularly rough landing.
Then won't the water tanker started to swing in that case?
Oh, that's true. I suppose I must reconsider.
That does remind Paimon, though. What was with that sound?
Strange sound during the magic show.
We've checked everything of note here at the performance venue.
Whoops.
Paimon wonders how Lenny's discussion with the guards is going. Let's go see, shall we? Ooh, things are getting interesting, huh? We're about to see how magic is made.
Paimon, this is a murder trial. That's very interesting. It's of no importance to the case, but you see the little one next to me? That only goes off if I hit like an enemy.
Step right up.
So that's just a little interesting that happens.
Understood. Then I will be going with you. Just so you're aware, I will be monitoring your actions and making notes as necessary.
Very good. Thanks for being so agreeable. I'd pull a rose out of my hat as a gift for you if I could.
You may spare the pleasantries. I'm just doing my job.
You've arrived. Who's this?
Taylor Swift.
Me? I'm Spina di Rosula's guardian angel. If you've got a problem, I've got the firepower.
One part of me is happy that they included a mafia character, because I genuinely think that Fontaine would be the most interesting place to have a character like that. But I wish she was cooler. You know? I guess I'm just disappointed because I mentally had a thing built up for that kind of role, and this is tarnishing it, which I knew would happen. That's why I was kind of dreading Fontaine a little bit. I mean, I'm having fun in Fontaine. It's just now I have to rewrite my mental lore that I've had for 2 years.
Sorry, I got a little carried away there. Call me Navia. I'm a partner of theirs, and will be helping investigate this whole situation. And these are my companions. Would you mind if they join as well?
Fine by me.
Oh, new helpers? I would be most grateful.
Well, let's just say we're tagging along. It's not every day you get to see the secrets behind magic performed on such a large scale.
I appreciate your kind interest. Come with me. We'll be heading below stage.
Huh? Below stage?
Yes, a world of secrets is hidden beneath this magic box, prepared specifically for this switcheroo trick. But before I reveal everything, you should have a look first. Notice anything strange here? I'm not trying to be dramatic. Remembering the details of a trick will help you understand the methods used to perform it more easily.
Huh. Weren't there balloons and other decorations here? Where did all that go?
Ah, good eye. That said, you're still far from discovering the answer.
The back of the door isn't saying.
The back? You mean the inside of the door? What's different about it? Paimon didn't notice anything.
Very good indeed. I thought you might not be able to catch that, given that you were sitting in the first row.
Yeah, it had decorations on, didn't it?
The back of this door was patterned. Those patterns are now gone, replaced by a smooth wooden board.
Was it a false back and it just hid the girl in the back?
So, if you put 2 and 2 together, what do you get?
There's another box inside of this one.
Exactly. All right, let's go. I'll tell you how it works as we head down.
Oh, so there was a passageway under the magic box!
And this passage linked the 2 boxes together.
I knew you'd figure out most of it as soon as you saw this place. The 2 magic boxes are positioned right above the 2 entrances of the tunnel. See this flatbed trolley? The box with the lucky audience member in it would be shuttled over to the other side using the trolley.
This trolley can raise and lower and even rotate, ensuring that the box will face in the right direction.
I see. So that's the purpose of the box inside another box.
Precisely. The inner box would descend after the audience member was put inside and be moved along the trolley, all while the outer box would remain on stage as if nothing had ever changed.
So that's how you did it!
Once the box was lowered, the trolley would store some energy through this device here, with which it would complete the rest of the steps. The audience member would only be able to feel some slight movements in the dark, and by the time she walked out, she would already be back on stage.
And what about your side of the truck?
Right! You were talking that whole time, and you even came out for a moment near the end!
Ah, yes. A phonograph operated by Lynette was used to achieve that effect. My assistant and I had already scripted our conversation beforehand. When the countdown began, I had already gone to the opposite box via a tunnel using that ladder.
And what about Lynette? Where was she?
I was in the mezzanine space in the back of the box.
Oh, interesting!
That's how we were able to coordinate Linny's lines with the assistant. And, by the way, I was the one who walked out of the box at the end.
I mean, we are twins. All it takes is a change of clothes and no one can tell who's who. And that's my favorite part of this trick. Only Lynette and I can perform it.
So that's how it all worked! Wow! Every detail you revealed was more amazing than the last!
I can tell a lot of thought was put into this.
Lynette would briefly walk out of the box and then go back in, jumping into the tunnel and escaping before the box on the trolley could finish ascending. And then I walk out of the other box in the audience area, and the trick would be complete. The operative word here being would. But as you saw, Cal was in the box, not our audience member. She, on the other hand, mysteriously vanished.
We really don't know how that happened.
If not for that interlude, this would have been an astonishing trick. I probably never would have figured out how you pulled it off. And yet, to think that someone was able to use this magic trick to commit a crime.
So here's my hypothesis, right? I think Cowell was in on it, on the stealing the young girl thing. And, because he would have known how the trick worked, because he was a part of the troupe, right? So he would have been able to tell the kidnappers, hey, here's how the trick works, here's when you grab the girl, blah, 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 blah. But last second, the kidnappers took the girl out of the box and shoved him into it, and then they had already, like, fucked with the pyrotechnics to kill Cowell, so nobody knew that they would. So nobody would know who they are, because the only person who knew their faces was dead.
Could we have a look around? I think we can come up with some more leads.
This is the scene of the crime, so Linny and Lynette are not permitted to stay here. I'll escort them back up.
Yes, of course. No need to be so strict now. I won't disappear into thin air, you know.
Thanks, everyone. We're counting on you.
Okay. Magic box structure, audience matter. Okay. Yeah, see, look, there was a scuffle down here of some kind. And she's naked? Okay, give me 1 second. I'm going to run to the bathroom real fast. I'm back. I'm done pissing. Okay. Ooh. There's a control board. So somebody had to be down here to operate it. Oh, never mind. Seems to be operate automatically.
this?
Grapple hook?
Looks like a hook tied to the end of a rope. Huh? There's all kinds of odds and ends here.
I need to mention
Perhaps
this.
it was a prop for a different trick. But why would it have been left here?
I think that's what the real murderers use to climb up to change the route.
Whatever it is, let's make a note of it first.
My drink isn't sweet. How's the vase filled with water?
The floor is wet. Please be careful not to slip.
Speaking of which, why would there be water here?
It is for a trick.
Paimon knows! It's one of those tricks where you pour water into a jug and then flip the jug over only for the water to disappear. And here's a broken vase. Huh. Did the trolley knock it down while moving?
That can't be. The trolley moves along tracks from start to finish. It couldn't have hit the vase at this distance.
Let's note this down too and think about it later.
Oh, these are the clothes that the lady chosen from the audience was wearing, right?
I thought she was wearing yellow.
Her clothes are here, but she's nowhere to be found.
Lenny didn't mention the guest having a wardrobe change.
Right. And do you really need to do that if you're kidnapping them?
Paimon, why are your glasses swirly now? Why are they changing? How are you emoting? Maybe the serial disappearance case isn't a serial kidnapping case. Maybe it's... For some reason, all these girls are in some sort of organization that requires them to go off the grid. And so they stage these very public, very elaborate disappearances. Because if she changed clothes, then she could have disappeared back into the audience, cross-dressed or something.
Ugh, this is so confusing. Paimon doesn't want to be a detective anymore.
Oh. Is she in the vent? They could escape via a vent.
What is this place?
Looks like a vent.
It seems someone could fit through here.
Among Us?
Huh. Could this have been the suspect's escape route?
Alone, perhaps. But if they had to pull another person with them, the space would be too narrow.
But there are no other ways in or out of here.
Other than those that go through the magic boxes, and Lenny and Lynette were in the two magic boxes.
You're right! Let Paimon write that down. Seems we're just about done investing.
Shut up. Can I stand in it?
Yes. Let's head back up.
Wait, hold on. I need to check something. Oh my gosh, she's wearing it in the screen. She's wearing the glasses in the screen. Sorry, I had to check if she was wearing them. I'm starting to think this isn't a serial kidnapping case. I think... because that would explain why they've had such a hard time with it. I'm starting to think that for some reason or another, all of the women involved have had to disappear. Like maybe they were crime related or something. Where's my investigation log? Do I not get a look at it? Oh, here it is.
Why would it be him? Gosh. Whoever the murderer... This is...
Sorry. Okay.
Well, we've ascertained the state of the crime scene. Let's find a place to sort out our findings once Malus returns. Seems to me that there are several things that don't add up here.
Apologies for the wait, demoiselle.
So, what did the guards say? Did the criminal escape through the vent?
They believe the odds of that are very low, since the vent leads to the Opera House's basement. The guards have checked the area carefully. No one left through the basement during the performance or after the incident, and no one was found hiding there.
Is somebody still in the vent?
So the tunnels become like a secret chamber then! You know, like the kind you usually see in novels!
It would seem so.
The plot thickens. Halsey's disappearance and Cowell's death are both quite inexplicable. No wonder Farina was so confident in her accusation. All the current evidence points toward Linny and Lynette.
In other words, the charges are very likely to be upheld unless we make some considerable progress.
Charges and then trial. So if the charges are upheld, they'll announce a sentence?
That's right. This is how a trial goes in the Opera House. During the proceedings, the Chief Justice and the Oratrice will hear statements from both sides. That's right. This is how indemnitium is produced. The statements from both sides, the defenses from attorneys, witness testimonies, and even the audience's emotions will all be projected on the Oratrice. To put it simply, it's as if the Oratrice has its own will, and is a judge in its own right.
This also precludes any kind of favoritism on the part of the Chief Justice. And not that this has ever happened anyway.
Once both sides have finished speaking, the Chief Justice will make his final decision. This, too, will be used by the Oratrice as a reference. Then, finally, the Oratrice will be consulted by officials. The result it returns is the will of justice itself.
Huh? So that machine is the one that actually decides? Paimon thought Neverlet called the shots.
In practice, there is very little difference. Both have always come to the same judgment. Which is why people have great faith in the Chief Justice. Ah, yes, the guards also asked me to convey that none of us will be allowed to leave this place before the trial.
Huh? Why?
Because we've chosen to act as the twins' proxies. That makes us persons related to the case.
They're concerned that we might be colluding with outside parties, or that we might find outside help to disrupt the case. And even if that were not so, it could prove problematic if we happen to spread key information about the case ahead of time.
I'm ready to break out at any time.
Sorry.
Whoa, whoa! There's no need for that! Paimon thinks they have a point. That said, are they providing food?
That was a really funny line delivery.
Of course. I just hope you don't mind the lack of options. I'm afraid that catering to all tastes is not in the cards, nor is any guarantee of balanced nutrition.
Now is not the time to be picky.
In that case, let's just sort out our findings together here. Pity. I was hoping to take you to try some of Fontaine's famous desserts, too. I mean, what better way to properly think through our findings than over some tea and sweets?
Sorry, I am just checking something. Sorry, my friends have gotten really into Baldur's Gate 3, so I keep getting notifications on Discord about it.
Huh. Breaking out suddenly doesn't seem like such a bad idea after all.
Paimon.
Just kidding, just kidding. Paimon will still do her best, even if there are no snacks.
What do you mean, no snacks? Of course we'll have snacks. If we cannot buy some, then we'll simply make some.
Huh? Here? But how?
Understood, demoiselle. Everyone, please come with me.
Wait, you're carrying a portable stove with you?
Yes, I must be prepared to meet the demoiselle's baking needs whenever the fancy strikes her.
Sorry, I'm texting X about Navia.
I have eggs, sugar, and almonds at the ready.
This guy just walking around with eggs in his pocket.
Good work, you two. Then I'll get to it. Please sit tight for a moment. You'll get to taste my awesome snacks soon enough.
I was really hoping the old guy would do it.
Three are quite the interesting group.
Must be a spina di Rosula? Rosula? Fresh macaroons.
Thought it smelled good while it was still in the oven.
Do you know
it's
how
even better
particular
now.
macaroons are to make?
stop
It's fucking crazy that you just pulled these out of her pussy.
From the way you had these two guys carrying all that stuff around, Hyman thought you'd have them do more during the baking process. But you ended up doing the entire thing by yourself. Beating the egg whites, grinding almonds, everything.
I hope and pray we get macaroons. Because that'll be the only thing I eat. I love those.
I was applauding.
And I was giving encouraging smiles.
I will pull for Navia only if I get these two doing commentary on everything she does.
Paimon was just thinking, aren't you worried about getting your fancy dress dirty, beating egg whites and baking like this?
Well, I don't think it's carved in stone anywhere that fancy ladies can only read books, sip tea, ride horses, and play the piano. I just really enjoy making snacks.
Yeah, Silver's fucking hilarious. I wish he had a playable character model. Because that'd be such... Honestly, if Silver had like a player character model, he would be an interesting playable character. And I guarantee he would get shipped with Navia, because who doesn't love the bodyguard and rich lady trope?
Don't underestimate beating egg weights, by the way. It's a real arm workout. You also need to beat them to just the right consistency, or your macarons will crack. Anyway, give these a try, fresh out of the oven. There's 3 for each of us.
Only 3?
Why did she put faces on them?
Well, Eating too many sweet treats might send all that sugar to your head. You wouldn't be able to think clearly about the case on a sugar rush, would you?
Tea is ready to be served as well. This is Demoiselle's favorite, strong black tea with a floral fragrance that clears the mind and lifts the spirit.
Thank you.
No need for concern. I'm merely doing as I should.
All right then. Down to business. As Paimon mentioned previously, the tunnel seems to be something of a secret chamber. However, we can assume that Linny and Lynette were not alone within it. Some criminal also occupied its sealed confines. The magician twins could have committed the crimes, of course, but they lack any logical motive.
Exactly! Why would they do such a thing right when everyone was watching?
We're left with two other people, the missing girl and the deceased.
The flower vase and the thud we heard during the performance could indicate some altercation between Halsey and the criminal in the tunnel, resulting in the shattering of the vase, the discarding of her clothes, and her abduction. Perhaps the criminal thought that since she was chosen from the crowd, she would be too easy to identify if she was still wearing the same clothes.
Paimon thinks that makes sense, but the real trouble is...
There's no proof that this third person even exists.
True. None of the clues we found thus far support the existence of this third person. But the only people left to consider are both technically victims, whether it's the missing girl, Halsey, or poor Cowell.
Huh. Could Halsey have secretly made modifications to the magic props in order to murder Cowell before making her escape?
Do you know knowing how the magic trick works?
That's right. And even if she had tampered with the setup, she would need to understand the entire trick to pull it off. Nor does she have any motive. The guard said that she has never had any dealings with the magic troop's members.
Were we not thorough enough in our search? From the sound of things, this is turning into an impossible case. Your macarons are amazing though, Navia. They smell great! They're nice and crisp and super sweet!
They are my specialty after all. And I see you've already had 5 of them.
What? 5? Oh, that can't be right! Paimon only counted 3! Honest!
Please don't worry about it. At my age, a few less sweets might actually be a good thing.
No! Being greedy is one thing, but Paimon knows how to count. Besides, Paimon knows that if she ate too many, then others wouldn't have enough.
Oh, it's fine. Everyone knows how much you love eating. We're just gaslighting Paimon.
Wait, even you don't believe Paimon? How could you? If Paimon ate those 2 extra macarons, then may they turn into stone in her stomach!
All right, we get it. Well, I suppose one of us might have gotten too engrossed in our chat and eaten them by mistake. No big deal. Balloose, set up the stove again if you would.
Huh? What are you doing?
Making sure everyone gets 3 macarons, of course.
Oh, there's really no need to do that.
Exactly. We don't want to trouble you.
As you wish, Demoiselle.
And I have the egg, sugar, and almonds.
Fucking love Silver. New favorite NPC.
Well, this really is your hobby, huh?
Well, that's it for snack time. I'm going to have another look around the area. I don't know what we're looking for yet, but we've still got some time. As attorneys, I suggest the 2 of you think the case over again. It would be awkward if you got all tongue-tied on stage during the trial.
Alright, thanks for your help, and for the snacks!
nothing. A small task for the Spina di Rosula. Silver, Malus, it's time to go. I'll be back if I find anything new.
Alright, it's time to put our heads together. We've got to get our defense ready for the trial. Oh, it's probably gonna be a long and difficult case. There's no point in worrying about that now. We just need to prepare. Here, take Paimon's notes. They should help you review the situation.
Okay, we have to make the perfect trial party. Okay? Okay, obviously, we gotta have Lynette. Lenny
we'll be
here.
a traveling magic troupe.
Oh, hold on, I need to show you what his thing looks like. He has such cool animations. Okay. After him, we should have Lynette, I think. Because everyone's on murder trial.
You lead the way.
Okay, and then we should have Hazo. I don't know if you've ever met Hazo, but he's a detective. So we should have him in the party.
Got a problem you can't solve. Clue me in.
He's also just a slut, and I love him a lot. Who should the last party member be? If you catch me on a free day, I can go through his hangout quest with you, because I can replay it. I've already gotten the rewards from it, but I don't mind playing it for you. Speaking of, I still haven't done Kaya's hangout quest at all. I haven't touched it. Okay. Should I have the Traveler? So 2 options. I could have a Traveler. Because she's an attorney. Lumine's an attorney. Or I could do Nahida as a, like, god of knowledge. She'll figure out what's going on because she's a smart cookie. Or I could put Child in here because we're... we'll just pin it on him. Be like, this... You're talking about murderers. Look at this guy, and then look at the death penalty in the middle of court. Who do you think I should do as the last one? Alright, let's get him in here.
Don't keep me waiting.
Alright, we got our go team. By the way, Hazo is he is a Catalyst character, but he's melee, and he does punches and kicks. Alright, detectives on the case. Where the fuck were we eating macarons? The macarons? Macarons or macaroons? I think Rio the Slay is going to be similar in that he's also melee catalyst. Macrons. Oh, there were stairs leading to this. I didn't need the parkour. Okay. Can I sit here? Okay. Let us look over the case files. Okay, there it is.
Whoever the murderer, why would it?
I'm missing a piece of evidence.
No third, that size wouldn't have been a problem for Paimon. Well, there was no chance Paimon could have seen that the box had 2 layers. We all heard that noise, didn't we?
Is she gonna read through everything? Okay, good. Okay, so based off of what we were talking about, it's unlikely that there was a third party involved, which means the involved parties were Linny, Lynette, Cowell, and the girl. I really think Cowell is not innocent in his own death. I think he was involved somehow and got backstabbed and killed. Now, whether that was by a third party or the girl remains to be seen, I think. So the thud. I'm just gonna skip ahead to the trial because I think the missing pieces will have to show up in the trial, like Ace Attorney style, where you find out in the trial. Oh, following day. Anyways, I'm not entirely convinced it's a serial kidnapper. I think maybe there is some reason, perhaps an organization these girls are involved in, that convinces them to disappear. I have some thoughts, but let's take things step by step.
Good plan. Impossible things don't just happen. We'll get to the truth one way or another.
Just relax. Even if everyone else suspects Lenny and Lynette, at least we will be supporting them from the stands. Besides, I doubt Farina understands any more about what happened than we do.
Thanks, Navia. Well, we'll be going then.
Best of luck to you.
Ah, finally, you're back. Well, how did your investigation go?
To be honest, you might be disappointed.
You're going to jail.
No. We're already very grateful that you were willing to help.
Well now, don't you all look disappointed. Don't tell me that your investigation came up empty-handed.
I want to punch her.
That was to be expected, of course. The guilty can never produce proof of their innocence. But don't let that stop you. I shall be terribly disappointed should you, my most anticipated foe, concede so easily.
Just you wait.
Since both parties are present, I declare that the trial regarding the magic show incident is now in session.
Sorry, I forgot he would be here.
Firstly, in order for the audience to understand the causes and results of the incident, could we please have Mr. Linney explain the trick?
Yes, of course. I will explain while Lynette demonstrates on stage. All the necessary items have been prepared.
Thank you, Mr. Linney. In that case, I take your statement to be that you ran to and remained hidden within the magic box in the audience stands once the trick began, and thus could not have committed the crime. Is this correct?
Yes, that's correct, Your Honor.
In that case, I call upon the prosecution. Lady Farina, do you wish to refute his statement in any way?
Why, of course I do. Allow me to take the first shot and break this case wide open. Mr. Linney is clearly lying.
Who are you pointing at? We were
no
facing
way you
each
could
other.
have been in the box the whole time if you were to abduct Halsey and murder Cowell. In fact, I'd say you were hardly in that tunnel at all.
That is simply your hypothesis based on the presumption that I'm guilty.
Oh, is that so? And if I may ask, what did you hear while you were inside your box?
The roaring countdown of the crowd, of course. That's how I kept track of the time and built anticipation for the finale.
And you didn't hear anything else at all? Nothing that might leave an impression of any kind?
No, nothing.
I see. But when the count reached 30 seconds or so, there was a thud. One so loud that I believe practically everyone heard it.
Huh?
Lenny! Oh, fuck.
Hey, hang on! Something's not right here.
How could Lenny not know about that sound?
Yeah, I'm sure he could have heard a noise that loud from inside the box.
I was right by the box, and I definitely heard the thud.
Look at those scales. Could those mean...
Probably represent Vooritrice's stance on the trial.
Well then, ladies and gentlemen, allow me to use the words of the magician himself. You never know what can happen in the blink of an eye. Indeed, it seems his alibi can also collapse in the blink of an eye. Of course, I have armed myself to do far more than smash your alibi. Confidence cannot go unfounded, and my foundations are rock solid.
Hey, only Zhongli gets to do rock puns.
Tell me, aren't you and Lynette actually from the House of the Hearth?
The House of the Hearth?
They're Fatui?
No wonder they did something like this.
So the serial disappearances were the Fatui's doing. Now it all makes sense.
I've got a feeling that what happened on stage probably wasn't just an accident.
That's irrelevant. Our identities have nothing to do with what happened.
Indeed. Then perhaps you could tell us everything that happened during that 1 minute. Your first priority is to prove yourself innocent after all. I'm sure there is little that needs to be kept secret now. Unless your script already has holes in it. The Outlander is speechless. My, oh my, don't they look flabbergasted? Now comes the infighting and discord, I suppose. This was almost too easy. Oh, good thing I made all those preparations. Seems the all-nighter I pulled last night is really paying off.
I can't not love her.
Hey, Linny! Why didn't you tell us this before?
Order! Order! Mr. Linney, allow me to re-establish the facts. Lady Farina has raised 2 points. First, when the thud was heard in the Opera House, you were neither in the box nor the tunnel. Second, you and Ms. Lynette are both members of the House of the Hearth. Are these claims true? Please answer my question, Mr. Linney.
I'm sorry. Yes, they're true, Your Honor.
I knew it!
You didn't know
That's
shit.
it. We might as well move on to the sentencing already.
What should we do now?
Permission to speak, Your Honor.
Granted.
My client has withheld some key information. My
In
defense
that
cannot
case,
proceed.
what is your request?
I request a brief adjournment. There are some things that must be
Is
discussed.
that really necessary? They're already as good as guilty.
The defendant deceived their own attorneys. What is there left to discuss?
Order! Order, I say!
Sorry, when I stood up to touch his
Your
face.
request is reasonable, and we shall adjourn. This trial will reconvene in 1 hour.
So you would stick to Mr. Linney's defense even after knowing what you do now? You certainly have more professionalism than I thought. In that case, my dear audience, let's allow the joy of victory to steep for a little while longer.
God, she's such a bitch. I love her. I wish her hair was short, though. You know, like it didn't have the... I just want to take some scissors and like...
Well, this is awkward. I didn't think the Hydro-Archon would dig all that up. I'm sorry, Traveler and Paimon.
Paimon took off the glasses, you know, this is serious.
Sorry.
Paimon doesn't know where to start. We trusted you two. We based our entire reasoning on the assumption that you weren't bad guys. Not to set the wrong tone or anything, but Paimon's really mad!
I'm very sorry. I know you're angry, and reasonably so, but please, let me explain. I know you've clashed with the Fatui several times before. I wouldn't be surprised if just hearing the word is enough to make you upset. But our organization is very, very large, and the Harbingers have very different personalities and goals.
Right now, we want to save people. As many as we can.
That's right. I'm sure we're on the same page when it comes to this nation and the disaster that its people might face. I knew if it weren't for our respective identities, we could become good friends. That's why I didn't wish to flat out lie to you, but chose to hide some details instead. The truth is very important, but being completely transparent about everything would see us spending more effort than we need to.
How can we know this isn't all just another lie?
Right. So, you be the judge. Heck, if I were you, I fear that I'd even struggle to trust me at this point. You met a Fatus who works as a magician, a trickster by trade. All by coincidence, too. But still, I'm asking you to trust me. I am no criminal. At least, not in this case.
Sorry. Please forgive us.
So this is interesting, because I knew they were from the House of the Hearth, but I was under the impression that they had, like... So the House of the Hearth, by the way, is one of the Fatui Harbingers. Archelina? I don't know how to pronounce her name. I've only ever seen it in writing. Anyways, she runs an orphanage that trains Fatui spies. That's the House of the Hearth. And I was under the... I knew they were from there, but I was under the impression that they, like, ran away from it and came to Fontaine for, like... asylum? So to hear that they're active members of the organization is very interesting.
Well, you both say that, but...
Where did you actually go while the trick was being performed?
Right. Let's hear your answer first, and no lies now!
Of course. I'll answer any question you ask. We've been trying to find out how the Oratrice operates. We want to know why it has consciousness. Why can it deliver sentences accurately? During our investigations, we learned that the machine's core is beneath it. From that moment on, Lynette and I have been designing this box swap trick, with the objective of getting close to the core.
Is that why you needed a whole minute?
That's right. In truth, the audience would take about 75 seconds to count down from 60, while I would only need 15 to get to the opposite box. So, after jumping into the tunnel, I accessed the Opera House basement via the vent, and went to investigate the room in which the core is stored.
That air vent was created during the construction of the tunnel specifically to execute this step.
And what did you find?
Well, nothing. As soon as I reached that room and was about to investigate, I heard someone's voice. Which should have been impossible, of course. I was quite certain that I was the only one in the room. That voice seemed to recognize me and tried to speak to me. I chose to err on the side of caution and retreated the way I came. On the way back, I saw the broken vase and the clothes on the ground, but the countdown was almost finished, so there wasn't time to give it any thought. After that, the homicide occurred just as you saw.
Well, that explains why you didn't hear the thud.
But why do you want to understand how the Oratrice operates?
Because of that prophecy I told you about, of course. We must know all we can about this nation's secrets in order to deal with that prophesized crisis.
That's the only way we can save everyone.
So, there you have it. The whole truth. I swear, I didn't hide anything from you this time. It was never my wish to proceed under this cloud of mistrust either. But, like I said earlier, you can be the judge. If you want to leave because you don't trust the Fatui, there's nothing I can do to stop you.
Could you imagine if the Traveler left because they don't trust the Fatui, and then it was, I'm gonna go on a date with my boyfriend child with 11 Harbinger?
Well, Traveler, you decide. Paimon will follow your lead however you choose.
I believe in the facts. I will defend you from these charges. I believe a judgment will be dispensed as
okay. Thank you.
Thanks for giving us a chance.
You know what would be fucking wild? If you could call Child to the witness stand, being like, Child, I call you as like a witness, and he's like, huh? You just ask him all these questions. If we can call Child as a witness, I'm gonna nut in my pants.
The current problem is that the scales are tipped pretty badly against you two. If we want to refute the Hydro Archon's accusations, we're gonna need a seriously watertight defense.
Actually, we already have the key evidence we need.
Huh?
Adjournment's almost over. Let's go back.
Oh, Paimon thinks she gets what you mean.
Voice. Oh, this is where we had tea. Where is this room? Where is this room in the building? I hope to God we get to call Child as like some sort of witness, just because it'd be so funny.
Both parties have returned to their positions. Let us continue the trial.
Could you imagine if Child was like, hey girlie, I didn't expect you to call me out to hang out like this, and then Nuvilla is like, please keep the matters pertaining only to the child, and Child's like, shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up, talking to her. Did you see that meme I posted on my channel about Child telling that one guy to shut up? Did you see that meme? Check it out when you have a chance.
When last we left off, Mr. Linney acknowledged the new evidence presented by Lady Farina as fact. Therefore, Lady Farina may continue stating her reconstruction of the events.
That took long enough. Now then, if everyone would lend me their attention.
I like how she has little mermaid tails in her design. I really wish her hair were short. It would be so cute short.
At this stage, let's revisit that scene from Linney's perspective.
Whoa! Based on the opposition's account of events, you can identify loopholes in their statements. Use evidence and clues obtained during the investigation to refute any erroneous assertions of fact. Use your refusions to convince the audience to obtain more support from the people. When you find and refute all incorrect content, you can complete the cycle of refutation and unveil the truth.
As the countdown began, he entered the tunnel. When the flatbed trolley passed, he opened the box and got into an altercation with Halsey, which caused the loud thud. He did not realize that this sound could be heard by everyone in the opera house, which is why he claimed earlier that he could not hear the sound. Finally, he used the vase to knock her out, before making her change clothes to prevent others from recognizing her. At this time, Cowell arrived in the tunnel, having heard that strange noise, and caught Linny red-handed. So Linny proceeded to knock him out too before stuffing him into that box. Afterward, Linny passed the unconscious Halsey to his accomplice through the magic box in the audience stands, before operating the devices such that Cowell's death would be ruled an accident. And there you have it. That's the truth behind what happened.
He kind of looks sexy. Like, look at that landing pose. Like, he looks kind of sexy here. I love that for him.
Does the defendant's side have any objections to Lady Farina's description of the events?
The key to refuting Lady Farina is the order of events.
Okay. Lenny entered the tunnel as the countdown began. Okay, wait, hold on.
According to Linny, he left via the vent after entering the tunnel. He couldn't have had that altercation with Halsey.
Kidnapped Halsey. So I can't use that again. Can I use that?
Linny went to the room that contains the Oratrice's core.
Okay. All Linny saw was her clothes.
Linny did not take part in the underground altercation. He only witnessed traces of the aftermath.
Attention! Ace Detective Paimon has something to say! When the countdown started, Linny did indeed go into the tunnel. But he immediately used a vent to access the Opera House basement, which is where the underground core of the Oratrice is stored. Once he reached that area, he heard a voice in what should have been an empty room. Since he felt something was amiss, he returned immediately. The crime scene had already developed by the time he reached the tunnel again, and in order to complete the magic trick, he did not remain there for any length of time. Finally, he reached the surface, and that was when the accident happened from his point of view. Therefore, he's innocent!
Okay.
Paimon did it! Paimon actually managed to say all that! Wasn't it awesome?
In other words, you believe that he knew nothing of the incident?
That's right!
Moreover, I believe my opposition's reasoning is flawed.
My reasoning?
The on-stage equipment was clearly tampered with in a premeditated fashion. However, you said that Cowell bumped into Linny by chance.
If that's the case, then if Cowell hadn't entered the tunnel, who was the entire setup meant to kill? Assuming that what you say is true, Linny only needed to kidnap the young girl to cause a new disappearance case. What what would the point of killing someone on stage be?
Oh, they have a point.
That's right, you tell them! And that's why they're partners of mine. They've managed to turn things around.
Thank you, Taylor Swift, for believing in me.
Your denial is very strident, I'll give you that. But what proof do you have to back your claims?
Do you happen to remember how you refuted Liney's alibi initially?
Of course I do. If he had been in the magic box the whole time, how could he have not heard that sound? Why do you ask? You're saying that he wasn't?
Your claim has now become my weapon. Okay, oh gosh. Irrelevant. Okay. Which is the evidence that Lenny wasn't in the tunnel when the crime took place? Is it this one?
Are you sure we don't need to give this more thought?
Okay, it's not that one.
That's right! Lenny wasn't in the box or in the tunnel. That's why he didn't hear anything strange during the performance. This means that when the crime happened, Lenny had already entered the basement via the vent. The same clue you used to disprove his alibi has now become the best proof! How do you like that?
Well played.
To think you'd use such logic. Well then, if it wasn't Lenny who committed the crimes, then who was it?
The murderer was... Select my answers to fill all the empty gears. The logic chain, the guards, the fireworks were ignited and bored through the... Lenny's no longer suspicious, but only other members of the troupe would have been able to tamper with the props. Then he gave a detailed account of how the trick was supposed to work by using the box inside the box. The idea was for the box containing the audience member to be transported by a tunnel underneath, and Lenny would use this tunnel to get to the other side. So what if Cowl is the person that made the girl disappear, but he got into the wrong box, and he thought he would have gone into the box, like, gone into the box that would have been in the audience, but he messed up and got into the box that would have been on stage, and he meant to kill Liney, as a distraction to cover up the girl. Like, the girl is still somewhere in the opera house. And
the deceased's name is Cowl, Lenny's assistant. He would have been able to tamper with the equipment. Could there have been a third person involved? Halsey is the missing person, and an ordinary... The deceased's name is Cowl.
I think it's him. Hypothesis correct.
Huh? That can't be right. Are you serious? That's...
Oh, is that so? How interesting! Let's hear your reasoning then.
What I must do next is recreate the truth. What Cowl did, and how he went from would-be perpetrator to victim.
Okay.
No one entered or left the Opera House through its entrances. The deceased's name is Cowell, Linny's assistant. Halsey's clothing was in the tunnel. The sound we heard may have come from a clash between them. Linny was not in the tunnel at... It would have been tough for both people to fit into that vent.
How can we... How can I prove there was an altercation in the tunnel? The sound, right?
We heard may have come from a...
Who's the prime suspect?
The deceased's name is Cowell.
Him. Where did the missing Halsey go?
No one entered or left the Opera House.
She didn't go anywhere. Oh, fuck. Those two are wrong.
Linny was not in the tunnel.
Okay, so a statement, and then where did she go?
Halsey's clothing was in... It would have been tough for both people to fit into that vent.
So she didn't... Eh?
What's wrong, Traveler? Are you still having trouble?
Where in the world did Halsey go?
I
No!
Look, since we're at a dead end, just like the trick as it transpired, the end result must have been utterly different from the magician's initial design.
Was I meant to fail that?
If only we knew how Halsey disappeared.
Well, that would be nice, but the tunnel only has 3... And it's not like this is a magic trick where you can just make a real live person disappear. You know, like you did from that water tank, Lynette.
Escaping from the water tank.
Excuse my interruption.
Okay, I think that was a scripted failure.
If the defense is unable to make further effective arguments, we will move on to the next stage of the trial.
Hold on a second.
Linny was not in the tunnel at that moment. The sound we heard may have come from a clash between the missing Halsey and the criminal. The deceased's name is Cowell, Linny's assistant. He would have been able to tamper with the equipment.
Where did the missing Halsey go?
No one entered or left the...
It was... They want me to use the water one.
Not broken by chance.
Okay, cool.
Paimon gets it! It all comes together if Halsey disappeared instead of being kidnapped. Lynette escaped from the water tank, vanishing gradually and leaving only clothes behind. If there's a similar method where a person could be transformed into water...
Oh, just a moment, please. I do hope you know how preposterous you sound at the moment. How could a person ever be transformed into water? This is reality we're talking about here, not some magic trick.
I request that we examine Cowell's personal effects.
Must we really? I should think that of anyone. Your friend Linny already knows this truth very well. Magic tricks are ultimately just illusions and misdirection. But Halsey's disappearance is very real. We're talking about two completely different things.
Hold on, sorry. I got a stimmy for a second. Give me a second. I just need the stimmy. Okay, I'm back.
Even so, I trust the traveler's judgment. The truth must be out there somewhere. Perhaps some new line of reasoning may open if we try to gather all the focal points that don't make sense. Since Cal was the deceased, we haven't placed much attention on him. But given that we aren't making much progress with the case, it wouldn't hurt to have a look at his belongings, would it?
People really do come up with all sorts of harebrained schemes when at the end of their rope. The way I see it, your suggestion that we broaden the scope of our investigation is nothing but a tactic for stalling the trial.
Nevertheless, I believe that this is a reasonable request on the part of an attorney. Since the trial does indeed appear to be at an impasse, I believe that additional evidence may help us make more progress.
Can I suck your dick, sir? Look at how he sits. Oh my god. Actually, the way he sits, you know he got a pussy.
Guards, please step into the lounge and examine the personal effects of the deceased, Cowell.
We are still examining the items, but we have already made critical progress that we feel must be shared with everyone post-haste. We discovered several test tubes of fluid within Cowell's baggage, each labeled separately. The notebook in his backpack claims that these fluids are water from the primordial sea.
What does that mean?
The primordial sea.
So you know what
the note's
that means.
contents also indicate that Cowell belonged to an organization that sells illegal drugs and that he had an accomplice. The notebook has many entries concerning safe usage of these fluids, in which the keyword dissolve appears many times. One of these tubes was labeled Opera Epiclese, along with yesterday's date. It is empty. The notes also state that these dissolution properties work exclusively on people from Fontaine. It's likely that Halsey was chosen as some sort of test subject. As such, we believe that the defense's hypothesis is, in fact, supported by sufficient evidence.
You gotta be kidding! People dissolving into water?
Could something so ridiculous actually be true?
Wait a moment. This reminds me of a certain prophecy, but it's just a coincidence, isn't it?
Huh. If people can become water, does that mean that the water tank's real use was as a means to hide water stains? And if Cowell was targeting that girl... Wait just a minute. Could that mean... You two, with me, quick!
Demoiselle, wait! What about your partners?
Let's go. Just trust me.
Order! Order!
Oh, yes, sir. I'm drooling a little bit.
It is undeniable that further examination of the deceased's personal effects has yielded some surprising results. But we cannot yet verify the veracity of these clues.
Veracity?
Still, let us assume that these clues are indeed authentic, albeit with the understanding that Ms. Halsey has yet to be found. Guards, please continue
149.
examining the items along these lines. Mr. Linney, it appears your hypothesis is supported by the evidence, so please continue speaking.
I saw something on Twitter where it was like, what if Neuvillette wears the bow in his hair so low because that's as high as the Melusines can reach?
Of course. Thank you, Your Honor. If we uphold this hypothesis, I believe that many of this case's seemingly unrelated clues can be connected together.
Right! Like the metal hook! That one didn't make sense at all. Let's think about this. Cowell's methods must have something to do with that water from the primordial sea.
Who's the prime suspect?
The deceased's
Cowell.
name is Cowell.
What item did the culprit use to control the timing of the dissolution?
Lynette was in the magic box on stage the entire... I remember there was something else with... Now it seems like the hook rope was not meant for another magic trick, but was instead some form of triggering mechanism.
Well, what if the rope was connected to, like, some sort of something with the vase, and so it broke the vase when Halsey was, like, done dissolving or something?
The water from the primordial sea should already have been... The rope that strung the water tank...
Oh. Okay, so the rope's wrong.
Lynette was in the magic box on stage the entire... I remember there was something else within the inner layer of that box.
It's Ace Detective Paimon's time to shine again! In the original plan, Cowell would tamper with the water tank rope, and the number selector securing his target. When the magic box containing Halsey was lowered, the metal hook would retract gradually and pierce the balloon at the top of the box.
Oh!
When the balloon attached to the box popped, the water from the primordial sea inside it would pour down and dissolve Halsey. Afterward, Cowell would enter the tunnel and break the flower vase to conceal the water inside the tunnel, with the remaining evidence being covered up by the water tank on stage. But he encountered something unexpected in the tunnel, and wound up being fatally hit by the same water tank he meant to use to cover his tracks.
Huh. That does make sense.
That actually links together a lot of the more confusing pieces of evidence.
Oh dear, what do I do? Even I think they sound convincing now. Have I falsely accused an innocent person? What a humiliation.
Now, it seems like the only point of contention remaining is the exact circumstances that led to Cal's death. His notes mentioned he had an accomplice who could be related to the situation.
On that note, the guards have just contacted me indicating that they uncovered new evidence. I shall now invite him on stage to share it with us.
Thank you, Your Honor. We were just inspecting the luggage of the other people involved in this case. And we found an identical sample of the water from the primordial sea on Linny's personal effects.
What?
That can't be.
Oh, I see. Well, how wonderfully comedic to have your own counterattack only to come back and wound you. Does this not clear all doubt?
That's what Cowell was doing in the tunnel. He was planting... He was planting evidence on Liney.
My dear citizens, my loyal audience, allow me to present my reasoning and bring this performance to a swift close. Linny did not need to take part in the dissolution of the young woman at all. Indeed, he did leave the scene via the vent. Having made modifications to the props beforehand, his accomplice Cowell then caused Halsey to vanish using the water from the primordial sea. But upon his return, in cruel avarice, Linny desired sole credit and prepared to do away with his partner in crime.
I love how fucking feral Linny looks in these accusations.
Ultimately, he knocked Cowell out, and the tool meant to cover the crime up also became a murder weapon.
Avarice mentioned base Farina.
Now, as much as I regret having come to such a viciously straightforward conclusion, it does seem that the famed Fatui is quite the cold-blooded and ruthless organization. Am I right, Mr. Linny?
We've used up all the evidence we collected. There's no way for us to make a rebuttal here. Is this the end of the road?
No!
Oh no! It doesn't look like there's any way around this.
How can they not?
Seems using the water as new.
I think we've all seen enough now. And we have ample witnesses to my flawless reasoning. I believe this is indeed the finale.
No.
Now then, my good, noble Chief Justice, should we not, in your view, move... excuse me, everyone, but I must interject.
Miss, I must ask you not to shout and to respect the ongoing legal proceedings.
Sorry, I like him.
Don't be hasty. I have a good reason for interrupting, you know. Now, would anyone here like to take a little break from all this debate and see a little magic? I'll show you an amazing trick. One that can bring a young woman who has disappeared back in the flesh, right before your very eyes. Please, do the honors, Mr. Linney, if you would be so kind.
What in the world is she saying?
No offense, miss, but miracles like that are beyond my scope as a magician.
Come on now, don't be silly. Magic is all about misdirection, isn't it? It often conceals the truth while presenting a fascinating illusion. But once everyone believes the illusion, can't magic reveal the truth to them once again? And wouldn't such a trick be the most marvelous finale to today's performance? Come on, Lenny and Lynette, give it another go. Don't worry. Spina di Rasula has made the necessary arrangements on your behalf. But, as the magic makers and stars of the show, I think I should leave the final performance to you.
I understand.
And voila.
Sorry for the interruption.
Wait, isn't that Halsey? So the whole thing about people dissolving wasn't true after all?
To be clear, I'm only here because this person told me that if I testified, the merit of doing so would lessen my sentence. I was hiding outside this room listening to the proceedings because I was afraid that I would be the one put on trial. I was just feeling happy that no one had noticed me, and then before I knew it, she caught me.
That'll teach you to underestimate us three.
Where should I begin? I'm sorry. I'm the one who killed Cowell. I admit it.
Oh my god.
What? Why?
Firstly, my name isn't Halsey. It's Lillian, and I'm originally from Mondstadt. I heard that Linny's show was gonna be a real thriller, but I missed the chance to buy a ticket, so I stole one. That's how I make a living. I steal stuff here and there. And I'd never been caught before.
Wait a second, was this girl the thief from earlier? That we tried to catch with Liney?
But I was noticed at the harbor a few days ago, and I barely got away. Linny was the one who caught me in the act.
Oh my gosh, she is!
Hey, no wonder you look familiar. So you were the thief! Liddy even mentioned that you were pretty skilled.
Well, and I thought that would have been the end of it, but then the number selector chose me. He even mentioned the Fortress of Meripede. That's a prison, isn't it? So you can imagine how shocked I was. I thought he was onto me for sure. So I played along with the show while looking for an opening to flee, but then I got water poured on me for no reason, and then someone jumped into the tunnel to nab me. I wasn't going to take that lying down, so I knocked him out and stuffed him into the box. There was nowhere to run from there, though, so I had to change my clothes and hide in a box containing performance costumes. I slipped out after the first guard arrived at the scene and continued hiding inside the opera house.
Can a person even hide in there?
A professional thief could make it work.
I swear, I didn't know that the water tank would fall down. Really, I swear it. Had I known that, I wouldn't have put him in the magic box. I may be a thief, but I'm no killer.
Well, that makes everything pretty clear now, doesn't it?
Yeah, now it's time to refute the Hydro Archon's previous reasoning.
We need to tell the entire story from Lillian's perspective.
My turn. Lenny entered the tunnel.
seems...
Okay, whatever. Lenny entered the tunnel. She didn't get dissolved. She didn't get dissolved. But there was a thud?
The strange sound wasn't from a fight. It was Lily-Ann's attempt to break out when she was frightened.
Oh, okay.
The flower vase was not broken to cover anything up, but was smashed during the struggle between Lily-Ann and Cowell.
Okay. She changed clothes.
Lily-Ann was afraid that she would be recognized if she left, so she changed clothes and hid, biding her time. Just what one might expect of an experienced thief.
And it's Ace Detective Paimon time! Having been selected out of the blue, Lily-Ann panicked. Her panic only intensified after she entered the tunnel and had water poured on her head. So she kicked the door open, producing the thud we all heard. Hearing the commotion, Cowell leapt into the tunnel, only to discover that Lily-Ann had not dissolved. He did not know that Lily-Ann was not from Fontaine, but was a thief who made her way in by stealing a ticket. Mistakenly believing that the water from the primordial sea needed time to take effect, he tried to force Lily-Ann back into the box. The two broke the flower vase during the struggle, but Lily-Ann came out on top, knocking Cowell out and putting him in the box. With no way of escaping, she changed her clothes and hid in the costume trunk until the performance ended.
I can't get over Lenny's legs in the pose he's doing in the first one. I'm sorry. I know it's been there like 4 times now, but I keep looking at his thighs. They really had to give him high thighs with garters. Anyways, I love him.
She would have to go through guard inspection if she tried to leave afterward. So, she has been trapped in the opera house these last 2 days.
That's who stole the 2 macarons.
She had already become desperately hungry by the time we were chatting over macarons. So, she swiped 2 of them right under our noses. Talk about a sneaky thief.
At this point, all the events that happened in the tunnel have now come to light.
Ah, so that's the whole story.
Bravo! Bravo!
Now then, Lady Farina, do you wish to speak against the defense's statements? Please answer the question, Lady Farina. Also, if I may add, the trial has not yet ended. As such, I request that the prosecution not leave the room before the proceedings have concluded.
He's such a dad to her.
What? Are you reading my mind now? No. I have no further arguments. I admit defeat. But really, could you at least have left me with some dignity?
No.
Wow. Look at that. She's like a deflated balloon now.
If there are no objections, then as the Chief Justice of Fontaine, I shall once again repeat the full sequence of events.
Then what was with the rope being sabotaged? Who sabotaged the rope?
The actual perpetrator of the serial disappearances, Cowell, selected his next victim from the audience reservation list. With some modifications to the selector, he could ensure that the pre-selected young woman would be chosen. To cover up any evidence while committing the deed, Cowell thought of allowing the water tank to fall, which would conceal the water left behind
I see
after
it now.
the young woman was dissolved. He also tampered with the rope suspending the water tank, using the fireworks at the end of the performance to cause the tank to drop and hide the watermarks. He poured the water from the primordial sea into a balloon during the preparation of the magic box, and stuck it to the box's lid. Finally, he passed the prepared hook on a rope through the gap in the magic box's door when bringing the young woman to said box. When the magic trick officially began, the box containing the woman was lowered into the tunnel, tightening the hook rope and bursting the balloon containing the water. If all had gone to plan, the young woman would be dissolved at this time. However, Lillian was not from Fontaine, and thus fled the box with a loud noise. Realizing that there was trouble, Cowell entered the tunnel and met Lillian. Thinking that the waters had not yet taken effect, he decided to proceed. However, his opponent was more capable than he thought, and he was overcome, knocked unconscious, and placed into the magic box, and thus became his own final victim. Lillian, according to her own statements, then changed clothes and hid until the performance ended, before hiding in other parts of the opera house. As for Linny, he was in the underground structures within the opera house, and was thus ignorant of these happenings. From this reconstruction of events, we can conclude that Linny, the accused, is in fact innocent. While there is much in Linny and Lillian's conduct that should still be investigated separately, this case, at least, can be handed over to the Oratrice to make the final decision. As such, Linny and Lynette are officially declared not guilty.
Great work, partners. Thank you all. Thank you so much.
Let's not celebrate just yet.
Next, I think we deserve an explanation, Guard Vaughn. How did you find the water from the primordial sea in Linny's baggage?
Right! Your discovery caused me to make a serious mistake, you know. Or was that not a discovery, but false evidence that you dared to bring before this court?
I suspect that the accomplice mentioned in Cowell's notes was not Linny, but you, yes? I'm sure you know what you must do to lessen your sentence.
Speak quickly! Unless you want to earn yourself a one-way ticket to Coupon Town.
Coupon Town?
I was just following orders. We were supposed to place blame for the serial disappearances onto Linny, and thus cause suspicion to fall on the Fatui. The higher-ups said this was the best opportunity to do so.
And now that your plan has fallen through, and the secrets of the water have been revealed, you have become a liability to said higher-ups, yes? Therefore, you would be wise to tell everything you know, and seek the protection of the guards.
Yes, I'll tell you everything I know. Our boss discovered that the water can cause people to dissolve. It can also be made into a potion, which when extremely diluted, can cause people to experience unforgettable exhilaration. We've been in this business for a while now, and have made decent more off it. The disappearances were also the boss's idea. I mean, this is the boss we're talking about.
Holy shit. He turned into water.
And now he can no longer talk.
Such ruthlessness. I shouldn't have expected any less of them.
An outrageous act. All present, please submit to inspection immediately.
Does the water take a minute to activate? How did he dissolve? Who dissolved him?
So, we're just going back now?
Problem seems to have been solved for now. We're not needed here anymore.
That's true, but...
Traveler, Paimon, please wait. ...
Lenny...
I know you may not want to speak to me right now. Maybe you don't even want to look at me. But still, let me thank you again for defending me to the end, even after you learned that I'm a member of the Fatui.
It's so funny that there's this big dramatics about Linny and Lynette being a part of the Fatui, and then when we saw Child, it was like, hey buddy, how you doing? It's been a while. I just fucking can't get over that.
I guess. But regardless, I'd like the opportunity to set things straight. I didn't approach you with any ulterior motives or ill intent. I've spoken to you as myself, just plain Linny this entire time. As for why I'm a Fatus, it's because the goals of the House of the Hearth align with those of an orphan like me. That's all. That was how Father, who you might know as the Knave, approached recruiting us back then too.
I want you to know that the Knave is a woman, by the way. So they call the woman Father.
The Knave? The one who controls the House of the Hearth? She's your father?
That's right. And since we're here, I was wondering, would you mind hearing a story? It's about my past.
What if I was just like, no?
Back when our parents first died, Lynette and I were left wandering the streets. To survive, I took to surreptitiously observing an older street performer who did magic. It took me several days to figure out how he pulled off his amazing tricks. I took my sister through several streets until we found a crowded corner, and we began to perform magic tricks there. To my surprise, we proved to be pretty popular, and we could at least stop worrying about where our next meal would come from for a time. But I didn't want my sister to remain a street rat together with me forever. Before long, an aristocrat came to me and claimed that he wished to take us in after watching my performances.
So you went from orphans to nobility just like that?
That was how we felt at first too. As if fate was on our side and we could say goodbye to those painful days. But I gradually discovered that while we were called foster children, he was really after my talent for magic tricks. He would constantly take me to all sorts of banquets to garner attention, which he would then use to expand his social circles.
That doesn't seem too bad either. Better than roaming the streets at any rate.
It took a while for me to realize just how dark his heart really was. After one particular performance at a banquet, I discovered that Lynette was not on the same return vehicle as me. I waited a long time after we returned home, but she did not come back. I went to that noble's bedroom and asked him about her whereabouts. The answer he gave me was, she caught the eye of the most eminent person at the banquet, so I sent her over as a gift. I mean, you'll be able to perform your magic regardless of who your assistant is, yes?
But she was a child.
Oh no. So he was gonna...
Wow.
But wouldn't Fontaine's laws deal with such people?
As far as outsiders are concerned, this is a relationship akin to adoption or foster care, and they have their ways of escaping the eye of the law.
Holy shit, I didn't expect this in a main story quest.
I managed to ferret out the location of the mansion of that so-called eminent person, and hurried through the night. But by the time I leaped over the walls, avoided the guards, and made my way in, all I saw was the moonlit ground covered in blood, and the knave standing there in the darkness.
So, she'd already taken care of that guy.
That's right. She had rescued my sister before she could come to any harm, and had even discovered several girls hidden in a basement, all of them orphans.
I didn't...
Father,
wow.
I mean, the knave, might have seen something in me, and so she made me an offer. The House of the Hearth welcomes you, for your interests align with ours. Here, none will ever betray you. Indeed, betrayal shall never be permitted here. I was hesitant to trust her. I mean, I had just been betrayed by nobles. But she was also quick to destroy the noble who had taken us in at first, giving us back our freedom.
Oh, so that's how the two of you joined the House of the Hearth.
Benita's after Venosus, isn't she?
She has her own plans. She has gained permission from the Tsaritsa to first use the Gnosis' power once she obtains it. She plans to use it to find a way to break the prophecy and save Fontaine.
So, she believes in that prophecy too?
That's right. The whole House of the Hearth is currently working to combat that crisis. Today's case has also proven that people from Fontaine can indeed dissolve into some sort of water, thus further supporting the prophecy. All of us house members here, Lady Arlecchino herself included,
Arlecchino, that's how you say her name.
We won't give up on defending our homeland. To us orphans, the only connection we have left to this world, apart from our family, is our homeland.
So, from small deeds like distributing magic pockets to huge schemes like stealing a Gnosis, everything is aimed at dealing with that prophecy.
I'm sorry, but I still can't completely trust you.
It's alright, I understand. The only thing I can do is relate all this to you. I just hope you can understand that even as a member of the House, I have never stopped making my own decisions, and that I believe what I'm doing is right. If you should need anything at all in the future, feel free to find me. I will do my best to help you, as plain Linny.
Goodbye. I need to go see my Fatui boyfriend now.
Bye, Linny!
A twist of great magic. Well, that was certainly a twist? Time? I don't know how to phrase that.
I can't wait any longer!
Hey there! What was with the disappearing act you pulled right as the trial ended?
Were you looking for us, Navia?
Well, this whole thing isn't exactly over, is it? I do feel that we're getting closer to solving the serial disappearances case, though. Don't you think so, too?
Well, I'm sorry, Navia.
Huh? What's wrong, my dear partner?
I was really only trying to defend Linny. I wasn't necessarily looking into the serial disappearances case.
Besides, are you sure we're the ones who can crack a case that's been cold for decades now? And given that there's new evidence from the trial, there should be a trail of breadcrumbs for the Hydro Archon's people to follow now, right?
Ah.
We made Taylor Swift sad.
I see. Well, I won't lie. I'm a little shocked to hear that from you. But I suppose you are just travelers who have only arrived in Fontaine after all. Sorry. I might have been too presumptuous.
Don't say that, Navia.
Ah, and we were having so much fun investigating with you, too. It was like having new waters flowing into a stagnant mire, causing new hope to spring forth, and the reflection in the murk to become clearer. Well, sorry about that. I'm a bit prone to nostalgia.
Nostalgia, that happened like 20 minutes ago.
Wait, shall we have a farewell meal? You know, to commemorate our time as partners?
Huh? Do we really need to get that formal? Well, guess you really did treat us as partners, huh?
Well, I'd just like to have a proper ending to every important memory. That way there are no regrets later. Anyway, it would just be a meal, so it shouldn't take up too much of your time.
Well, if you say so.
You don't have to twist Paimon's arm. If Boss Navia's treating, count Paimon in!
Oh, wonderful. In that case, why don't we return to the Court of Fontaine and head to the Hotel de Boer? I believe we'll make it just in time for dinner.
All right then, let's have our farewell meal.
Ooh. Ooh, the Fountain of Lucine. Okay, the Fountain of Lucine is the one outside. What a twist. Okay, let's give the offering. Do I have to stand in a spot, or can I just... Oh, I have to stand here. Thank you. So let's wish for a child here together, I guess. They don't have Nouvellette, so I guess Lenny will have to be the one that gets pregnant. Get pregnant, get pregnant, get pregnant. Alright. Billet, crown. Regnant. Okay. Have I unlocked Fontaine commissions yet? Oh, thank you. I forgot that I get wishes from doing Archon quests now. It's Kaya. Okay. I have quite a lot of quests right now. So... I think I might play a little bit more, but not too much more, because, I'm gonna be honest, the headset I'm wearing gets uncomfortable after a while, and I'm hitting that uncomfortable point. So I think I'm going to do a, should I do a boss run, or should I do a talent run? Which is better? Okay.
So long as the audience thinks that seeing is believing, there's no limit to the number of tricks.
No, it's okay. Look, I've been playing since like 6 o'clock my time, because all I can do is lay on a hot pad right now, and the hot pad's right in front of a TV. So I've been playing like all day. I was just kind of exploring. I didn't do anything major quest-wise. Worship statue. Offer all. Okay. So now that I got a Hearts Adept key, yes, there's one over here. Mermaid Lenny. Basically, I'm gonna go to that thing up there. Yeah, so that's a thing only characters from Fontaine and the Traveler can do. So right now, it's, only 3 characters can do that, which is Lenny, Lynette, and the Traveler. But as more characters drop, more will be able to do it. I taught my friend Gabby how to do it earlier, and we were just like dolphining around. It was very fun.
Guess this'll go into my magic pocket.
Alright, now I can take this off. I need 3 more of those bell things, and then I'll have that event completed. Yeah, so I did a lot more of unlocking the map and just some odds and ends with exploring. I didn't progress too far in the story with the Melusines after I noticed that you passed out on me. Which, no shame, no shame. Just kind of talking how it is. Thank you. There we go, and that should be it. That should be everything from the book. So that event is now complete. Thought I saw something over here. Could be wrong. Maybe it was just a flower. What the fuck is that? Tap. Hold on. Oh my gosh, how could I have forgotten fishing?
Into the wind.
Adventure! I'm going in!
Let's get this show on the road. And voila! with nature. Fallen leaves. Adorn.
Eat this!
Step right up.
Can I shoot it with an arrow? I guess not. That would be too convenient. Okay, cool.
Brings a smile to my face.
Mysterious core. Anyways, I found a Fontaine fishing spot. Mark that on my map. Oh, hold on. Sorry, I was not reading the chat while I was doing that. Everything sounds for PS5. Woo! Add me. So Tem and I play on the American server. Snug unfortunately plays on the European server. But you can play with me and Tem and we will carry you, I promise. One of these fish is a gear. It's a little odd.
Steady now, it's the final stretch.
I can't read chat and fish at the same time.
Whoa, nice catch.
Okay, I'm done fishing for now. I just wanted to look at them. No, that's really exciting. I've heard Genshin on PlayStation 5 is really cool. I have PlayStation 4. I don't have a PS5. But the pros of getting a PlayStation 5 is I know Honkai Star Rail is eventually going to come out on PlayStation 5. So that's something you can look forward to, and Snug does play on the America server for that game, so...
Now disappear! Into the wind!
So I have bad news, Kiwi. According to leaks, Nouvelette's items are from the seals. So I have to kill them. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, sweet prince. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. It's for Nouvelette. I'll do anything for that man. Oh, hold on. I have a thing I haven't claimed up here.
One with nature. The clouds high. The bird.
Everybody stand back!
Here comes the finale. Now disappear.
Yeah, it's any murder is acceptable if it's for wifey. There it is. So I saw on a TikTok, I don't know where it is, but apparently next to that statue of the Seven, next to this boiling lake, there's supposed to be an NPC that you interact with, and if you interact with him when you do the whole, like, go through the underwater portion, Paimon will say a thing, because you got tricked by him, and Paimon will be like, Paimon's pissed, and fucking... I lost it. I lost it when I saw that. I don't know if I can still get that dialogue. Oh, his kid is so fun, and I don't like archers normally. So, if a person who doesn't like archers is like, yeah, this is really fun, I think that says a lot, you know?
Into the wind.
Let's light it up! Out of the frying pan, into the...
Oh. And voila!
He does so much damage. It's like actually a little insane.
The wind knows me. Time to go. Stay calm, stay calm.
Mm?
And now I'll make it all disappear. Just kidding. Into the wind. As one with wind and cloud. Let's get this show on the road. Brings a smile to my face.
Sorry, I just forgot that I was supposed to be doing commentary, actually. I was just like commentary, machine broke, brain broke. Oh. Where is my crab? Thank you. Thank you. Become crab. Hold on, can I launch out of the water if I use Lenny? It looks so janky, I love it. Alright. Time to put some dogs down.
The wind knows me. Step right up.
Booba, get them!
Mm-hmm. Wait, hold on. Give me. Thank you. Yeah. Well, it's already there. What about this? Does it want Orpal? Is Orpal the color of today? There we go. They wanted Orpal. Hello, welcome to Flight 1127. This is Lenny, your captain speaking. So today we are traveling In Fontaine, I don't know what fucking direction we're going in. Never eat soggy waffles. North, I think. Oh fuck. Oh fuck. We might crash. Never mind, I'm the greatest. Oh, never mind. There's this one slime that's decided to ruin our entire journey. Wait, hold on. Wait, hold on.
And voila!
I thought of a funnier joke as soon as we landed. And I'm gonna... Hold on. I was really hoping we'd crash. Oh god! Oh fuck! We hit the second tower! Sorry, I love jokes like that.
Now disappear!
Oh god! We hit the pentagon! Oh, hello. Eh?
And now I'll make it all disappear.
Lenny, you're gonna turn the ship around on the Pentagon, Lenny. Yeah, you just got out. You don't need to go to Guantanamo.
Let's light it up! I'm going in! A round of applause! And voila!
I wonder if this chest is some kind of trick.
I really want there to be like a trans character because the idea of Lenny like pointing at like a trans person's binder and being like, I wonder if this chest is a trick is hilarious to me.
Clouds high. The birds... Now disappear!
Out the frying pan, into the fire! Eat
And voila!
Eh? That's not ominous at all. Anyways.
Guess this'll go into my magic pocket.
Is there nothing else in here? Just that really ominous page. Okay. I don't mind. Is it down here?
Now disappear!
What I want to figure out is where this heckin', because it says there should be a teleport waypoint around here. So where is it? Is it over? Oh, I see it. Dude, your fucking dog. Bro, your dog.
Jab and cross.
Into the wind.
Everybody stand!
Step right up. The wind knows me. A fateful offering.
Sorry, I'm just listening to the game's music. It's really good. There a puzzle here?
And now I'll make it all disappear. Just kidding.
There's supposed to be an NPC around this lake. I may have missed my chance to give out dialogue, which is a little unfortunate if that's the case. Oh, I forgot to tell you, I've met Salsa, the great renowned artist Salsa. I've met her a few more times, and she literally looked up to the camera and was like, I have obsessive compulsive disorder. I took a photo of it, I'll send it to you, because I lost my shit. I don't remember if I was in the stream or not last night. But, it made me fucking crazy. Oh, hold on. She has obsessive compulsive disorder, apparently. It was so funny because she was like, I think I have obsessive compulsive disorder, and I told my parents, and they're like, stop reading it, and I was like, that is such a mood.
Adventure time! Off we... Teamwork is dreamwork!
Let's get this show on the road! And voila!
He's so fun to play. It's like actually a little ridiculous how fun he is to play. Alright. Oh god, there's another plane. please imagine them in, like, the miscellaneous... Sorry. I'm not that sorry. But please imagine there's like a trial in like Miscellaneous Village or whatever it's called. And so they call Nouvellette. Cause they're like, you're the only judge we know. And he's like, fair enough. But like, it's like, I think, it's like, I think someone stole my cart or whatever. Like, you know, something just not worthy of a trial at all, but he takes it 100%. Like, code of conduct. When Mescaline is like, filed for contempt of court, and she's like, I don't know what that means. Eh? Stop that. Oh, there's two behind me? This also implies that they only ever have court when Nouvellette visits, which is really funny to imagine they only have court like once every couple hundred years or something.
Let's light it up! I'm going in! Here comes the finale. Magic can't cheat death, you know. Step right up.
It's a miracle!
No, fuck me. God damn it. That's not what I wanted. Oh my god. Oh my god. Hold on. Can I want out. It won't... I'm pressing all the buttons. Oh my god. I'm so mad right now. I hope whoever put that warp there kills himself. I don't hope that. That's very mean. I'm just saying things because I'm upset. And I gotta go fucking swim back there. Yeah. I'm gonna make him dolphin dive to make myself feel better. I made a joke earlier to one of my friends, and I type on console, so it takes me forever. But I was like, this is just like my H2O just to add water. And they didn't respond to it, and I was so sad. Oh. Oh, excuse me. What the hell? Fucking hell. I don't know if they knew what H2O just said water is. Not everyone does. Hello, Otter. Hello. Hello. Hello, Otter. Hello. Oh, I scared it. Whoops. Yes, and I love it. It's perfect. I know he's... Okay, it hasn't been said in game, but like, we can all look at him and figure out he's a dragon, right? Like, that's not exactly a secret, right? It's just... He's just really cute. By the way, I found this space, right? And it has... Like, I can change the music. And all the stuff here. And I think this is Nouvelette's office, and if I'm wrong, I don't want to be right, basically. That's my feelings on the subject. Also, please look at the transition. I just think that's a really sick transition. Oh? There was half of a ghost ship here a second ago, wasn't there? Or am I crazy? Like, hold on. I saw it. I swear to God, I saw it. Maybe you have to get out? See, there's like a ghost ship there. What the hell is that about? But when I get close, it disappears. What the hell? I don't know what that's about. I'll leave that to the later Pazzy to deal with. I'm trying to find some healing fish. Okay, hold on. There's something over there. Let me get some of these. wait, hold on. This is like in a cavern. Oh, we're in a skull right now. Yeah, we're in that guy's skull. Okay. I see. Am I supposed to reach you?
The wind knows me.
I'm gonna have to climb on the side, aren't I? Anyways, where'd it go? There you go. Okay, gonna just get this real fast.
That seemed to work. Into the wind.
Guess this'll go into my magic pocket.
Everybody stand back!
Fallen leaves, adorn my night!
Let's get this show on the road!
Oh, that's not an Oculus. I thought that was an Oculus.
And now I'll make it all disappear. Just kidding.
It did.
Time to go.
Yes, I knew I saw one. So this is the skull. This is the skull of the thing. Okay, yeah. Yeah, look, it goes into the water and stuff. Giant, huh? Yeah. No wonder I didn't see it before. It's very big, big boy. Alright. I'm going to do 2 domain runs, and then I'm gonna call it a night, because it's nearly 2 a.m. Yeah, I hear ya. I'm gonna be joining that soon. You can stay to watch me do the domain runs or not. I won't be offended if you leave. Oh, okay. I could never do openings because of my sleep disorders, so I don't know whether to be jealous or like feel bad for you.
One with nature.
Race you! Off we go! Adventure time!
wind knows me. As one with wind and cloud.
You're toast! Nice and spicy.
Now disappear. A round of applause.
I didn't mean to do that, but that looked pretty cool. That's just perks of the job. When I used to work at a deli, I would... sometimes you get, like, meat shavings, or just meat but didn't turn out well, you know? Like, it got all fucked up for one reason or another. So, you know, just have those. I mean, nobody cared. For legal reasons, that's a joke. And also, I've never worked at a grocery store. I gotta delete this VOD now after I put it up because I'm too paranoid of a person.
Let's light it up! Shoot! I can't afford any more bandages. Teamwork is one with nature. And voila! Let's get this show on the road!
I mean, yeah, it hits different after, like, a really long shift. You know how it is.
Why do they never miss? I'm going in! Let's light it up! Into the wind! A round of applause! Now disappear!
Phew. Oh, no, actually, I want to leave. Oh. Whoopsie doodle, I accidentally unplugged my microphone. Anyways, I'm gonna call it a night. You might see me around texting or something, who knows. But thank you for hanging out. I don't know if you're gonna be busy tomorrow, but I can play more tomorrow. Or wait, yes, I can play more tomorrow. The 19th though? Probably not. I start school the 19th, so... Everyone shut up. Look at the seahorses. Holy shit. Anyways, I got school, so I don't know what my schedule will be like. We'll have to play it by ear from that point. I'm just kind of enjoying my last days of freedom. Confined on the couch. But it is what it is. No worries. Talk to you later.